welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching Canal Algérie News, and these are the headlines. Chaired by the President of the Council, Salah, the members of the Council of the Nation have unanimously approved the draft law for the year 2025. Algeria's new adopted plan will outline a strategic choice for 2025, enhancing the country's economy with more investment opportunities, especially for our community settled abroad. And in the province of Blida, the Minister of the Interior, Local Authorities and National Planning, Brahim Red, presided over today a graduation ceremony held for the 16th class of police officers from the National Security School training. In Morocco, the social situation is currently in a state of deep crisis. The economy is increasingly fragile, putting pressure on people's purchasing power, while public debt continues to rise. Welcome back. During a plenary session chaired by the President of the Council, Salah, the members of the Council of the Nation have unanimously adopted the text of the draft finance law for the year 2025. The session was attended by the Minister of Finance, Aziz Fayed, and other members of the government. Let's have now a listen to the President of the Council of the Nation, Salah.
In all sincerity, the text of the 2025 finance law is dedicated to fulfill all the commitments of the President of the Republic. Thanks to the finance law of the year 2025, Algeria is on the way to regaining its rightful place in the political and economic sphere. This text represents a major step towards the consecration of our economic sovereignty, firmly attached to the preservation of the social character of the state, which recalls the Novemberist spirit of by the people for the people, in response to the aspirations of the citizen who remains at the heart of the priorities of the President of the Republic.
Following the approval of the Finance Act for 2025 by both houses of Parliament, Prime Minister Nadil Arbaoui has referred the matter to the Constitutional Court. This measure complies with provisions of the Constitution, particularly Article 193. The Prime Minister is seeking to examine the constitutional status of the amendments made to Article 23, 29, 33 and 55 of the Finance Bill, questioning their compliance with the intent and content Article 147 of the Constitution. The adoption of this plan will help Algeria to set out a strategic choices for 2025 aimed at boosting the country's economy, an initiative that focuses on several key areas, including more support for agriculture tax breaks for taxpayers and investment opportunities mainly designed for Algeria's community abroad. More details with Raniel Barry.
The 2025 Finance Bill represents a key step in Algeria's economic strategy with a state budget of 16,800 billion dinars. It marks a historic record. This comfortable budgetary position is an asset to support development and ensure financial stability. For this year, the state budget will amount to around 17,000 billion dinars, exactly 16,800 billion dinars, which represents a little more than $126 billion, and it's the highest budget since independence. So we have an envelope of approximately 5,900 billion dinars, or $48 billion of investment, so it's very important, and we allocate them in the seawater desalination, the transport infrastructure, and the improvement of the living environment of citizens, especially for the construction of housing, and also the recycled sectors such as the education, higher education, and the health sectors. So these are very important investments. The 2025 budget therefore reflects an optimistic vision favored by a favorable economic situation with a surplus trade balance. Algeria is in a strong position to undertake structural reforms and mobilize new investments.
Les indices macroéconomiques sont au vert, sont favorables.
The microeconomic indicators are up and unfavorable. We are, of course, recording a surplus on the trade balance and the balance of payments, and it's in a comfortable situation compared to the state budget. Agriculture, a major axis of this bill with tax breaks for importers and increased support for local producers. The objective is to strengthen food sovereignty by encouraging national production and making products more accessible to the consumer. Today, we are the intermediaries between the government, population, farmers, and the breeders. We represent a category of citizens. We are also here to try to improve the quality of food products and also to defend the farmers at the level of the draft law of finance, as I voted today. It protects somewhere the farmers, and it has reduced taxes to 5% for the importation, such as the importation of white meat products. As for the national community established abroad, it represents an asset that the government wishes to better mobilize the bill, providing measures to remove barriers to foreign investments, in particular to encourage Algerians abroad to participate in the economic development of their country. Today, the main interest is to motivate and boost the foreign investment, more specifically of members of the Algerian community residing abroad. We will continue on this path, and the main interest is to make them participate precisely in everything that is rebuilt in this economy. It is the will of the President of the Republic to revive this sector, which is very important given the geopolitical situation. This ambitious budget for 2025 demonstrates a strong desire to build an autonomous and diversified economy, supported by investment in food security, with the priority of improving the living conditions of citizens and the commitment of Algerians, whether they are in the country or abroad.
Following the appointment of new governors by the President of the Republic, Al-Majid Tebboune, the Minister of Interior, Local Authorities and National Planning, Brahim Red, officially installed today Fouad Aissi as the Governor of Mascara. The Minister of Interior, Brahim Red, also presided over the ceremony of installing Mabrouk Wuld Abdel Nabi as the new Governor of Ain Timushint province. And in the province of Blida, the Minister of Interior, Local Authorities and National Planning, Brahim Red, presided over today a graduation ceremony held for the 16th class of police officers from the National Security Training School. The event celebrated the achievements of the new officers who have completed their training and are now ready to serve in maintaining public safety and security throughout the national territory. To the east of the country now, in the province of Tbissa, where the work on the Bled El Hadba phosphate mine officially began today. This project is part of a wider program focused on mining, processing and exporting Algerian phosphate, which is recognized as an important source of national economy. The mine is expected to produce no less than 6 million tons of raw phosphate annually and is scheduled to come online within 2027. On the international scene, the Sahrawi women activists are still showing their resilience in the locality of Boujdour, where they held a symbolic rally demonstrating their unwavering determination to secure their most legitimate rights of freedom. Nahir Bahri, tell us more.
Sahrawi women activists gathered in the occupied city of Boujdour to commemorate the anniversary of the resumption of the armed struggle. This movement marks the response of the Sahrawi people to the violation of the ceasefire agreement by the Moroccan occupier on November 13, 2020. These courageous women, proud of their fighters and their national army, mobilized to recall their attachment to the sacrifices of the heroes who defend their land and their people. This gathering aims to make their voices heard and to reaffirm their unwavering support for the national liberation movement.
التحايا لمقاتلي جيش التحرير الشعبي الصحراوي ونقدم التعازي لجميع.
Long live to the fighters of the Sahrawi People's Army, and we offer our condolences to all the Sahrawi Army and to all male and female fighters, because there are martyrs who fall every day. During this gathering, the Sahrawi women activists expressed their pride in the sacrifices of the Sahrawi People's Army, which fights every day against the Moroccan occupation forces entrenched behind the wall of shame. They paid tribute to the martyrs and stressed that these sacrifices testify to the unwavering commitment of the Sahrawi people in the struggle for self-determination and freedom. We commemorate this anniversary with this gathering. We are here with all the determination and strength of the fighters who defied the siege and surveillance of their homes. From this place, I would like to thank the fighters of the Sahrawi People's Army who inflicted heavy losses on the occupation every day. This demonstration illustrates the determination of the Sahrawi people, especially women, to win their independence by spending the night outside. These women affirm their commitment to end the Moroccan occupation and regain their freedom and dignity by all means.
In Morocco, the social situation is currently in a state of deep crisis. The economy is increasingly fragile, putting pressure on people's purchasing power, while public debt continues to rise. Social discontent is growing, fueled by the increase of social inequalities and the total lack of real solution to these issues. Najah Tiyar, tell us more.
The Moroccan economy is increasingly fragile, burdened by rising debts and financial mismanagement. International reports highlight worsening poverty and the growing struggles of its population, leaving Morocco heavily dependent on foreign powers and unable to address the concrete challenges affecting its citizens. It's unbelievable that the poverty has increased from 1.2 to 6.6%, and the government claims to have a program focused on the welfare state, but we are in reality seeing only the opposite after 2 million families now suffer poverty, all due to the inflation. How would the citizen live when the officials deliver a speech? They say no truth, just deceiving the citizens more and more, since there is no real governing nor supervision. It's shame on them, and the people won't be silent anymore. A significant number of Moroccans endure extreme poverty with unstable incomes that leave them unable to cover their basic needs like food. This grim reality has fostered a profound sense of hopelessness, as many feel there is no future for them in their homeland. Now the situation is unbearable. Remember these words, Morocco will be literally starved. There is no sustenance anymore now, we barely find food. The poor is always being oppressed and neglected. May God bring about justice. The Mahsen regime's persistent silence reflects a clear disregard for the Moroccan people's right to a dignified life. Meanwhile, as living conditions continue to deteriorate, this indifference fuels increasing anger on the streets.
La Séparation or the Separation is the title of the new drama series produced by the Algerian television EPTV, and that will be broadcasted during the next month of Ramadan. The shooting began this Saturday in the locality of Fouka in the province of Tipaza. This event was attended by the Director General of the EPTV, Mohamed Baghali. By this, we come to the end of our edition. On behalf of all the team that made this broadcast possible, I do thank you for watching us. Stay tuned on Canal Algérie. Bye for now.